Mm. Hello everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ah, hmm All right. We are live. We are live here. All right. Well, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining, everyone. My name is Kristen. I'm the founder of Roots of Radiance Reiki, and today I am here to talk a little bit about equinox, to talk a little bit about Reiki, to talk a little bit about energy work, and just super, super excited to be here with all of you. This is my first time doing a live on YouTube, so I feel super excited. And let me see if I can pull up my YouTube channel here and hopefully be able to see comments and stuff as they come through for anyone who is here live. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Da, 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 da. All righty. I hope everyone's doing well on this beautiful Thursday, this autumnal equinox, if we're up here in the northern hemisphere, the spring equinox, if we are in the southern hemisphere. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. All right. So autumnal equinox energy healing. Again, my name is Kristen, and I'm super excited that we are here together. Just to introduce myself for anyone who might not know me. Again, my name is Kristen. I am a certified life coach. I'm an energy healer. I am a Reiki master teacher and a group facilitator. I love holding space. I love sharing the power of energy and helping folks tune back into the world of energy. I really, really love really helping big-hearted and intuitive change makers really learn tools to care for themselves, to reconnect with their intuition so that they can make the contribution they came here to make, right? I think so often in this world, it's really easy for us to look outside ourselves for the answers, look outside of ourselves for what we seek, right? And I really believe that tuning in, right? Tuning in to our own inner wisdom, our own heart wisdom, our own inner knowing is really going to be the key to building bigger and better lives, to having big, wonderful, beautiful impacts in this world. And so I really delight in helping people to get grounded, to ground into their unique magic, to ground into their power, to reconnect with themselves, right? Reestablish a relationship of love and appreciation and respect with themselves, right? And so I've worked in this world of energy and self-care for over 7 years. I found my way here through nonprofit activism, program management, LGBTQ youth leadership development, sexual health, environmental and gender, environmental education, gender and sexuality education, and network marketing, right? I really do believe that in order for us to have our big impact that we came here to have, that it's really, really important that we take care of ourselves, right? I think it's very common, especially for folks who are helpers, who are leaders, right? Who are healers, right? For us to constantly put our attention on other people, right? Helping others, showing up for others, giving to others. And that's beautiful. That's amazing. We need that. We need you. And we also need you showing up filled all the way up, right? With the tools to give to yourself, right? With the tools to prioritize yourself, with the tools to care for and replenish yourself, right? Because if we are showing up with our cups empty, right? Not tended, not cared for, we tend to just not be able to serve as well, right? We are serving from maybe our pain points, right? We're serving from maybe our insecurities, right? We're serving from a place of lack. And so when we learn how to fill our cups up, when we learn how to replenish ourselves, all of a sudden we can serve in even greater capacities than before, right? We can serve from a place of overflow, right? We can serve from a place of regeneration, right? From a place of modeling what it looks like to be tended, to be cared for. Because the other thing I really want us to remember is that it's really hard to care for others if we don't care for ourselves, right? It's really hard to trust others if we don't trust ourselves, right? We can want to trust others, we can want to care for others, but if we're not doing that and showing that to ourselves, there's some it doesn't line up, right? It doesn't work out. And so in addition to that, I'm super passionate about just in general passion, right? Pleasure, collective liberation, connecting with the earth, reclaiming our relationship with the land. And a lot of the wisdom that moves through me is very much rooted in earth wisdom, right? The way that the energy of this planet, right, moves through us, moves through all living beings, right? That life force energy, right? Because Reiki really is just unconditionally loving, right? Spiritually charged life force energy. And so by being a Reiki master teacher and an energy healer, I really am just plugging in to this like source point of origin and helping that wise, loving, divine, spiritual energy to really almost like supercharge us, right? To cleanse us, to help us up level, to help us move beyond barriers, limitations, and that sort of thing. And so Reiki is a beautiful ally, right? In learning how to relate with ourselves, how to relate with others, how to move through change, how to move through the seasons. So I think that's a great way to kind of move into talking about what the equinox is, right? So the equinox literally, like in science, is a point in time that happens twice a year when the sun is above the equator, which means that there is an equal amount of day and night, right? And so this is energetically, right, a moment in time that's reminding us that perfect balance is achievable. It's achievable. And it's not realistic to expect perfect balance all the time. Right? I want to repeat that, right? It is not realistic to expect perfect balance all the time. And I think this is a beautiful, beautiful reminder within this society of ours that tends to want to grab onto perfection, right? To be perfect, right? I know a lot of the people I help are definitely recovering perfectionists, myself included, right? And we're also taught that we need to achieve this balance, right? Like lately there's this conversation, work-life balance, right? All of these different balance points. And it can be really discouraging, right? When we can't sustain the balance, right? When we feel off balance, right? And so there's a reminder right now that like we will have those moments of beautiful, harmonious, wonderful balance. And more often than not, there's gonna be this flow, right? Where certain parts of ourselves, right? Whether that's work, whether that's personal life, right? Are taking up more space. And that's okay. That's completely natural. And so the invitation here is to start to open and expand, right? Into what is possible, right? That it is possible to hold that both and, right? And to be like functioning well. And like, maybe there's like greater amounts of darkness, or maybe there's greater amounts of light, that like in the natural world, it's completely normal and natural for there to be this fluctuation between our different energy points, right? Between these different polarities and opposite energies, so to speak. And I also want to name too that like within paganism, right? I am, like don't always like identify as pagan, but definitely am more rooted in that kind of like earth worship, like wheel of the year, honoring like natural rhythms and cycles. And so within paganism, this time of year, right, starting around like today and yesterday, is called Mabon, right? It's celebrated until about the end of September, right? Right around the time we're going to reach Halloween, which is another kind of like tipping point on this wheel of the year cycle, right? But so in general, like Mabon is the god of light, the god of like the planet, Mother Earth, right? And this is really a time to celebrate our abundance, to celebrate bounty, to give gratitude to the abundance of the earth, to share, to be generous, right? It's no kind of like coincidence that like this energy like brings up times of like Thanksgiving, right? Giving thanks, sharing our bounty with others, right? This is in the middle for folks who are more like agrarian, right? Who might be like planting food that we eat. This is the middle of harvest season, right? So many foods are ripening, right? Becoming ready for us to eat. And so there is this invitation for us to give thanks, to feel gratitude, to look at, recognize, and celebrate abundance, right? Seasonally, this is a tipping point. This is a tipping point, right? In the Northern Hemisphere, nighttime darkness is going to be taking up more space every single day from now until the solstice that happens in December. So for the next few months, right, darkness is going to be taking up more space in our life, right? There's going to be longer nights. We're going to be losing daylight, right? In the Southern Hemisphere, right, this is also a tipping point. When daylight, right, light is going to be taking up more space. There's going to be longer days until the solstice that happens, towards the end of December. And so this is a reminder, one, that the planet can hold paradox, right? While I'm up in the Northern Hemisphere, are experiencing this shift into darkening, right? Folks in the Southern Hemisphere are having this shift into the light. And so there's this reminder that at all times on this planet, paradox, duality, opposition is held in perfect balance, in beautiful, harmonious balance, right? There is this tendency sometimes in our human world to think that like opposites are like in conflict, warring with each other, right? There's this they're at odds, right? This is a reminder that in the natural world, that like these oppositions, right? It's becoming darker and darker and darker in the Northern Hemisphere. It's becoming lighter and lighter and lighter in the Southern Hemisphere, right? That these things happen, these oppositions, these paradoxes, these dualities, they're both right? They're both happening at the same time. So it's an invitation to remember that even though those of us up here in the Northern Hemisphere are going into a darkening inward time, right? That at the same time, there are folks on the other side of the planet who are going into a lightening, right? Into the springtime, right? And so, yeah, again, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving closer to winter, right? A time of deep renewal, a time of going within, right? A time of more darkness, right? Less vibrancy in our world, right? There is literally an invitation for regeneration. In the Summer Hemisphere, we're moving closer to summer, right? Summer is all about bounty and sunlight and light and celebration, right? And harvest, or planting at least, and some harvest, right? Because there's some things that are harvested in summer. But both these oppositional seasons, right? Winter and summer, are held simultaneously on this planet, right? And so it's a really great reminder that like balance can be held, even if just precariously for like a day or two, right? And that multiple, like when it is lightening in one place and it might be darkening in another place. So these energies are held simultaneously on the planet. And I think that's so important to remember in our world that tends to really believe that opposites like cannot exist together, right? That if we're in opposition, that we are just like not able to coexist. And the natural world shows us that actually that is the way of things, that like oppositional energies are constantly existing, dancing, flowing, mingling together. So the autumnal equinox is what I'm going to focus on talking about today, mainly because that's where I am and the energy that is alive in the world and the place where I'm living. So again, autumnal equinox is happening during harvest season, right? So it's a time to really celebrate abundance, as I mentioned. There's also this energy of release and renewal, right? Trees start to, their leaves start to turn these beautiful fall colors, right? Because the sunlight is dwindling and there's not enough energy to sustain the leaves. And so the leaves get let go. And as they get let go, if we don't rake them up, if we don't blow them away, they feed the tree, right? So the things that we're letting go are feeding new life. They will regenerate us, right? They will renew us. So there's an invitation right now. What do we need to let go of? What do we need to declutter? What needs to go? There's also this invitation to celebrate, right? To celebrate life's bounty, right? We're going to have these big moments of celebration before this inward turn, right? We are recognizing, especially for those of us who understand the wheel of the year, that we're moving closer and closer and closer every day until winter, every day until it's going to be darker. And so now is a moment to celebrate life, right? To celebrate abundance, to celebrate bounty, so that when we enter into those dark moments, we don't lose ourselves in despair. We don't lose ourselves in the darkness, but we remember, right? We remember all of the bounty, all of the abundance, right? And give thanks, right? And give gratitude, to really recognize, honor, and give gratitude for what we have, for the abundance in our life, for the bounty in our life, right? So again, big themes that are happening. Leaves are beginning to turn in fall, big releases, right? Harvest season. We're feeling the rewards of our labor, right? We're turning inward. We're starting that inward spiral, right? We're thinking about, what is a wise use of energy? What do I need to let go of so that I have the energy to sustain and survive the darkness, right? There's this energy of regeneration, right? Recognizing that what we let go of will regenerate us, right? And there's this preparing, right? This kind of preparation for winter, right? Kind of calling our loved ones close to us, harvesting all our goodies, preserving them, right? And just preparing for a time that is honestly like less bountiful, right? When I think of winter, especially in places that get snow and stuff like that, right? There isn't this energy of plenty, right? There is actually this like kind of like death cycle, right? And so right now, before we get there, we're invited to celebrate life, right? To really give gratitude and give thanks for all that we have, for all that we've created for ourselves, right? And to share that, to be generous, right? To invite our friends, to cook food for each other, to be generous with our abundance, right? And so other energies that are really alive right now, right? Fall foods, gourds, squashes, pumpkins, corns, apples, all of these yummy things. Eating them is definitely a great way to honor this season, right? Colors of orange, reds, browns, and yellows are really alive right now, especially in places that have that leaves that turn colors, right? There's also this honoring of the dark and the light, right? Honoring both the dark and the light. So working with colors of black and white, right? These oppositional energies. It can also be a great time to clean house, right? A great time to clean house, a great time to let go, right? Do like some release ceremonies, throw some stuff in the fire, bury it in the earth. Really like let ourselves release. What limiting beliefs need to be let go, right? Are there certain relationships that need to be let go? Certain behaviors or patterns, right? That are not serving us and will not serve us. And we can let it go and trust that in the process of letting it go, it will regenerate us. It will create space for new nourishment and growth, right? So great time to do releasing. As I said, great time to celebrate with friends, great time to make gratitude list and really, really feel that gratitude in your body. Great time to recognize, name, and focus on abundance, right? Where is there abundance in our life? And it doesn't have to just be monetary abundance, right? This can be an abundance of time. This can be an abundance of love. This can be an abundance of friends, of food, whatever it is, right? We can just feel into where in our life are we experiencing abundance. And for some of us, this is a really challenging practice. And I invite you to get really creative, right? I invite you to get really, really creative with how can you honor abundance? Because if we are only focusing on what we don't have, it's really hard to attract. It's really hard to attract abundance. But when we focus on all that we have, more of that can come in, right? It's a really great time to cook and share meals with others, right? That process of generosity, sharing. And it can be a great time to decorate our house with bits of nature, right? Especially because in so many places, right, the nature is going to die back, right? The leaves are going to die back. The trees are going to go into a rest cycle. And so decorating our house with, wreaths made of leaves, with gourds, with pumpkins, with corn, the big shoots and that kind of thing, like all these fall decorations, like it's a great time to adorn our house in nature as a reminder of the abundance that exists around us, right? As a way of honoring all that the earth gives us, right? So autumnal equinox, beautiful, beautiful time. If you are here live and you have some stuff coming up, feel free to drop it in the chat. If not, I will just keep moving on here. Okay. So this is an invitation to work together with me. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, and then we're going to move into energy healing activation to really allow this energy of the equinox to ignite in our bodies, right? To come alive, right? To help us really tune in to this season. But before I do that, I really want to just invite you, if you are vibing with me, if you're feeling intrigued about anything I'm saying, I would love to work with you. I love helping folks find out how energy healing and Reiki and just working with energy and getting grounded can support them, right? To reawaken their intuition, to care for themselves, to really build their capacity to show up bigger, brighter, more authentically so that they can serve humanity, right? Most of the people that I work with tend to be people who came here to make a big, lasting impact, right? Folks who are really big-hearted, folks who are like honestly pretty sensitive, empathic, and intuitive, right? Where they can feel the harms of this world, right? This world is going through immense change, immense energy activation. There's deep sorrow being felt, deep grief being felt, a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, right? And for those of us who are empathic and highly sensitive, we can probably feel that in the collective fear. The collective fear we can feel, right? We can feel the collective field of fear, anxiety, sadness, right? And so it is so important for those of us who are these big-hearted change makers, these highly sensitive, empathic souls, right? To learn, right, how to modulate and manage and work with our energy, because we're needed. We are needed right now on the planet more than ever, right? Those of us who have these big hearts and this capacity for compassion, this capacity to feel and empathize with each other, we are so needed now. And truthfully, our society doesn't teach us as highly sensitive beings, as empaths, how to manage all that we're feeling. And so when we start to work and tune into our own energy, right, into working with Reiki as an ally, right, we can really start to claim that as a power, right, instead of having it like debilitate us, right? Because I know that my past self, right, so sensitive that sometimes like I just couldn't even handle it. I didn't have the capacity to do the work that I came here to do. And learning to work with my energy has supported me to work with and through all of these big, heavy, dense transformations that are going on. So if you're feeling interested at all, please schedule a free call with me. If you want to work the Reiki, you can schedule a Reiki session with me. And super, super exciting, coming up, starting on October 11th, I have an online Reiki training series starting so that you can learn how to work with this potent energy for deep inner healing. I'll say that for anyone who is on this kind of like path towards spiritual enlightenment, on this like soul journey, trying to like really figure out like, why am I here? What am I here to serve? I know I'm here to do big things. I know I'm here to share a big message. I know I'm here to help make these systems crumble and fall apart. I know that's why I'm here. And yet we're being tripped up maybe by some inner beliefs. We're being tripped up maybe by some past patterning, some old programming, right? Working with the Reiki can help us unhook from these systems so that we can really step in to a new way of living, being, and breathing in this world. And when we step into this new way of being, right? This new way of being in love, right? To be deeply in love, to be deeply in care, to feel deeply connected, held, resourced, right? To feel that way, despite our external circumstances, right, is a beautiful medicine that is much needed in general for the world, but especially for those of us who are here to serve. And so I'm going to go ahead, stop my screen share for a moment, and just share these links in the chat. So if you are interested, please, please, please reach out to me. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Reiki training before we go in before we go into the energy healing. So let me share the link for the discovery call here in the comments, and it'll be also in I'll put it in the description underneath this live once it's posted as well. But just in case folks are interested, I'm going to paste it here. And then I'm going to go ahead and share a different screen here. All right, because I want to talk a little bit about Reiki. All right, and Reiki training. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So Reiki is I'll stay here for a second. Reiki is spiritually guided, unconditionally loving life force energy, right? It is a like literally it's a Japanese word, right? And it's a Japanese healing tradition. And ki, right, is very similar to chi, right? This life force energy that flows through all of life. And rei, in front of ki, literally just means that it is like spiritually guided, spiritually charged, spiritually wise, unconditionally loving, right? It has this like higher vibrational aspect to it than the life force energy that just flows through you and me on a regular basis. And so I am hosting an online training to attune people to the Usui and Holy Fire 3 Reiki. Reiki is taught in a couple different levels, right? And so the first level is for self-healing, right? It is a deep initiation to heal ourselves. And so this is a month-long energy integration, and you will receive a Holy Fire 3 Reiki energy attunement and activation, which means that the Reiki will be working with you, right? Couple things I want to say really quick is a lot of people talk about Reiki as like a hands-on healing technique, right? Or a healing art. True, we can use Reiki like that. But also Reiki is a form of, no, Reiki is a relationship, right? It's a relationship with this energy. And so when we get attuned to the energy, we are awakening that relationship, right? And so I like to describe the attunement process as like, so we go out to a party or something, right? And we just walk up to a stranger and we're like, hey, let's be friends. And maybe that works out and maybe you become friends. Could happen. Beautiful. Love it. Okay, new situation. We go to a party and one of our friends brings us up to someone and is like, y'all should be friends. Here's about this person. Here's about this person. Y'all should be friends. That kind of introduction often has a lot more kind of like impact on helping that relationship to deepen, right? Than just like approaching random strangers. Not to say we can't just approach random strangers and have beautiful, lasting, lovely relationships. But just saying that like sometimes having that introduction, that intermediary can really help us to kind of fast track that relationship. And so I see the attunement very much as that, right? Where like I have been in relationship with this energy for years, and the attunement process is essentially like inviting the Reiki to work with you and be friends with you, right? So just some details. The next Reiki 1 class starts in October. We meet for 4 weeks on Tuesdays from 2 to 4 p.m. Central Time, from 12 to 2 Pacific Time, 3 to 5 Eastern Time. We meet on Zoom. All sessions are recorded. And really, this is about reawakening your inner authority, your inner healing abilities, and your connection to cosmic life force, right? And again, I have a note on here. If these dates don't work for you, but you're super interested, please still reach out to me. You know, I host these pretty regularly. So the Holy Fire Reiki is very much here to help folks who are struggling with overthinking, with perfectionism, right? Who are folks who feel like maybe they're getting in their own way, they're having trouble trusting themselves. It really supports folks to reconnect with our intuition, to learn how to clear energy blocks, have better boundaries, and to find ways to express and accept our authentic self. On a personal level, Reiki has empowered me to take responsibility for my healing, for my personal development, and my spiritual enlightenment. It's given me the support that I needed to unwind and clear my nervous system and achieve true inner peace and calm, right? It supported me on my path to accept myself and to live fully in my integrity and authenticity, right? Not always easy to do in this world, right? And it's also reawakened my connection to source, my connection to this earth, my connection to my ancestors, my connection to myself, right? And so this is a super, super powerful way for us to just reconnect with our inner authority and reconnect and reclaim our relationship with all of life. So as I said before, Reiki is unconditionally loving, spiritually guided life force energy. It's here to support us heal ourselves. It's here to support us heal the world. It's here to support us do that so that we can embody the change we wish to see. This energy is here to reconnect us with our innate power, so that we can break free of manipulation, systems of power and domination and control, and step back into our true essence and share our unique gifts with the world. When we become attuned to Reiki, we really reawaken our innate healing abilities, and it initiates a deep healing process, right? Reconnects us with our intuition and reaffirms our connection to all of life, right? By essentially offering us a friend in this energy, right? This energy becomes an ally. And through that allyship, right, we start to feel more of a connection to cosmic life force energy, right? And again, it deepens our relationship with this spiritually wise energy. It can also heal our wounds around religion, right? Our wounds around spirituality, right? It can reawaken our relationship with spirit, source, great mystery, whatever you wish to call that kind of divine energy, and our own highest self, right? Our own source, right? And so the training is for anyone who's seeking to grow beyond their past limitations and break generational patterns. Anyone who wants to move beyond overthinking and perfectionism and self-doubt, right? Anyone who wants to reclaim their intuition and their natural gifts, and also share those natural gifts with the world, right? Folks who are looking to love, trust, and accept themselves, right? So that they can make the monumental impact they came here to make, right? And anyone who's really wanting to share their unique gifts and vision with the world. And I really can't kind of express how much this energy really, really is here to help us love, trust, and accept ourselves more. And when we love, trust, and accept ourselves more, it's easier to trust our intuition, right? It's easier to make choices that empower and enliven us. And it's easier for us to speak our truth, even when it feels scary, right? So it can really help us be comfortable sharing our message and showing our authentic self to the world. This energy can help us move towards more empowering and life-affirming solutions for managing stress and overwhelm, for regulating and moving through big emotions, for cultivating more feelings of self-trust and inner peace, for reconnecting us with our intuition and our inner knowing. It can really assist in healing generational patterns and generational trauma, right? It can help us deepen our relationship with ourselves, other, and the cosmos, and really help us reclaim our inner authority, right? So again, this training is unique in the sense that it's a month-long energy integration, right? A lot of Reiki trainings happen in a one-day go, and this is a 4-week energy training container, an energy activation container. And that's super special because as this energy begins to work with us and initiate deep healing and integrate and activate, right, it can be really intense. And it's really nice to be held in community so that we don't feel like we're going crazy, so we don't second guess ourselves, right? So that we don't kind of get overwhelmed and just forget about the attunement and never work with the Reiki again, right? This can really help us to claim this healing, to claim this experience. And again, as I said, many people teach Reiki as a tool, and I teach Reiki as an energetic ally, right? Moving us away from systems that seek to use, right? And towards a co-creative system that prioritizes relationships and connectivity, right? And so again, it's a way to deepen back into relationship. And really, let's be honest, this world needs more of us being in relationship with each other, right? More of us with the capacity to deepen into really, really powerful relationships with each other. And so this container offers you ongoing support, community connection as this high vibrational Reiki energy integrates, right? And so as a part of this training, you're going to be receiving support to reinvigorate your self-care routine. You're going to learn the history and principles of Reiki and the Reiki ideas. You'll have the energy activation and attunement so that you can begin using Reiki as a self-healing practice. You'll have practice channeling the flow of the Reiki so that you can feel what that feels like and share that, have that witnessed, right? You can receive support as you navigate your body's subtle energy systems, right? Because as we work with this energy, it reawakens this subtle sensations of our bodies. For a lot of us, that's really foreign and weird. And so it can be really great to be held as that comes back online. In each of the 4 sessions, you'll receive Reiki Energy Healing, and that is super potent and powerful. You'll be held in this healing container and be getting ongoing support. You'll learn techniques for conducting healing sessions for yourself and other ways that you can incorporate Reiki into your daily life, right? And you'll receive community support as the Reiki integrates and initiates this deep cleansing process. And again, the training takes place on Zoom. And I love this. Some people don't, but I personally love that it takes place on Zoom because it ensures that you have sovereign space as this energy integrates into your body. It ensures that you're in a comfortable space, right? When we're in our own space, our energy fields are often a little bit more open because we're comfortable, we're at home, right? And as well as the energy integrates into us, sometimes we'll want to move and sway and scream and cry. And so when we're in our own space and we can mute ourselves and turn the camera off, all of a sudden, we let ourselves do all of that instead of kind of repressing some of that might happen when we're in an in-person circle. I know that for myself during the last energy activation that I had when I was trained to teach the Reiki online and went through another level of activation, I was so glad to be in my own space because I was feeling so much like I needed to move and dance and sway and sing, right? And have movement coming out of my throat. And I definitely would not have given myself permission to do that if I had not been alone in my own room, muted and off camera, right? And so there's this invitation during these activations to really come back into our power. So again, if you'd like to feel more connected with your soul, spirit, your highest self, your intuition, cosmic energies, ancestral support, the natural world and the earth, and you have this desire to be of service, right? To show up and serve, to create lasting change. This training is for you. So again, you can find out more information in the link that I shared. You can schedule a free call with me if you have questions. And again, it's a 4-week energy activation and training taking place on Tuesdays starting October 11th. So we'll meet the 11th, the 18th, the 25th, and then the first day of November 1st. And we're meeting from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time on Zoom. The sessions will be recorded so that you can access them anytime, as many times as you need. And the Reiki attunement will take place on the second session on the 18th. So that is the one time when being live is really important. And if for some reason you can't be live that day, we can work on that. So again, working with this energy helps us to move towards empowering and life affirming solutions for managing stress, overwhelm, overthinking, perfectionism, right? Helps us regulate and move through big emotions, cultivate more joy, pleasure, and peace in our life, and can really just deepen our relationships. Again, this is me. Hi. I'm a nerdy, queer, multiracial Midwestern woman who was raised in science fiction and Disney fandom. Right now, I reside on the banks of the mighty Mississippi in the Crescent City. As I said at the beginning of the training, I'm a certified life coach, Reiki master teacher, self-care advocate, and I've been working in this world of energy and self-care for about 7 years. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen share there. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat, reach out to me, schedule a free call, send me an email. This energy is here to work with us and really wants to support us and is a huge ally. We're going through so many massive changes in our world right now, so many energy upgrades, so many things are changing, right? Old systems are crumbling, old ways of being are no longer supported, right? And so as we move through these tumultuous kind of like uncertain times, having this energetic ally can be so huge, especially for those of us who are being called to show up and serve, right? Okay, so I am going to go ahead and share my screen one more time, and we're going to move into the energy healing portion of this. So just to review, autumnal equinox, this energy is all about gratitude and giving thanks, abundance, right? Letting go, releasing, right? Honoring the precarious nature of balance and honoring that balance can be achievable and celebrating when we have achieved balance, even if it's just for a single moment. Honoring both the dark and the light, right? The both and being generous, sharing, right? And just gathering in community. So there is this invitation for us to really just celebrate, right? To celebrate and also let go, right? All righty. So I have said a lot. I've said a lot. And I'm going to invite you to just start taking a few deep breaths as we move into this energy activation. Whew. If you feel moved, you can turn some, soothing music on if you have it. If you're watching the recording, just press pause and put some music on. Also, if not, that's totally fine too. So we are going to invite the Holy Fire Reiki to work with each of us who are here live, each of us who are watching the recording. So I invite you to start taking a few deep breaths. If you are seated in a chair, maybe you want to lean back a little bit, feel that support. If you are seated and you don't have a backrest, maybe you want to put some more weight into your sit bones, feel the whatever's holding you, right? Maybe you want to be laying down as well. You can feel free to do that. Or maybe you want to be moving. Really trust yourself here and start taking a few deep breaths. And as you do so, imagine that a beautiful golden light is beginning to shine down on you from the cosmos. This beautiful golden light begins to shine down all around you, igniting the space around you, charging it with unconditional love, with Holy Fire Reiki energy, moving all the way down around you, anchoring into the ground. And as you breathe, if you wish to receive this healing, if you wish to receive this energy healing, claim that for yourself, right? Claim it for yourself. Invite the Reiki to work with you. The Reiki really respects free will. And so it won't work with you if you aren't willing, open, and ready. So if you are, just claim it. I claim this healing for myself. Say that out loud. Say it in your head. I claim this healing for myself. I welcome the Reiki energy to work with me. I invite the Reiki energy to work with me now. And as this energy begins to work with each of us, I'll invite you to imagine that this golden light begins to spiral in through the crown of your head. Spirals in through the crown of your head, moving in to your body. Moving through your crown chakra, and your third eye chakra at your brow, spiraling down through your face, through your head, through your skull, spiraling down through your throat, through your central spinal column, down through your heart space, through your solar plexus, through your sacral space, through your root, all the way into the earth. This light begins to fill you as you breathe here. And as it begins to fill you, as it spirals through you, it begins to dislodge anything that doesn't serve you. Like the wind through a tree's branches, it blows free the leaves that are ready to be let go. It spirals in through your mind, taking limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, limiting stories, letting them go. Releasing old narratives, old patterns, old behaviors. Releasing any resentment you might hold for yourself, any self-judgment that you might hold for yourself. The Reiki just spirals, it takes it, it releases it, spiraling in to your throat, clearing any of the ways you might have made yourself small, any ways you might have limited your self-expression, any ways that you might have swallowed down your truth, silenced yourself. It's clearing that. It's bringing up energy of forgiveness so you can forgive yourself for those past moments, forgive yourself. The Reiki spirals, and it continues down towards your heart space. Charging and activating your heart space with the energy of unconditional love. With the energy of unconditional love, your heart begins to radiate with this loving energy. Spreading out through your arms, through your body, this energy of unconditional love grows within you. Your own ability to love and accept yourself begins to brighten and expand. As it works with your heart, it begins to send that energy of forgiveness through your entire being, through your entire body, so that you can forgive yourself and let go of the past, so that you can look forward to the future, so that you can untangle from those moments where you may have felt embarrassed or ashamed, from those moments where you may have harmed others, may have harmed yourself. Ooh, just detaching. Ooh, just releasing. Ooh, just letting go, softening, softening. And as that energy continues to spiral down to your solar plexus, it begins to ignite your own power. It begins to reawaken your own power, begins to glow within you. Your power begins to grow within you. And as your power within you grows, it begins to dissolve any of the fears that you might have of how powerful you truly are, begins to dissolve any of the experiences that might have made you fear your power, that might have made you deny your power, that might have made you look away and stop sharing your unique gifts. The energy of the Reiki is activating you. This energy, this spiritually wise, unconditionally loving energy is clearing your sacral space now too, spiraling down from your solar plexus to your sacral space, reigniting your creative power, reigniting your creative might, reigniting your creative abilities, healing and clearing any of the ways that you may have been harmed, any of the ways that you may have been harmed. Knowing that your mind doesn't need to understand what's being released, that the energy can just take it. Your conscious mind doesn't need to understand or see it or know it. The energy can just take it if you're willing to let go. If you're willing to let go, say so. I'm willing to let go. I'm willing to release. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to release. And with that willingness, the Reiki continues to spiral down towards your root, connecting you with the earth, connecting with your divine feminine power, right? Because the feminine lives in all of us. Connecting us with this planet, right? Opening up your root chakra so that you can receive the healing power of this planet, so that you can receive the healing benefits of this planet. And as the Reiki continues to flow in and around you, your highest self begins to drop in. And as your highest self begins to drop in, your highest self has a message for you, a reminder for you. If you're willing to receive this message, open to receive this message now. If nothing comes through, that's also okay. Your subconscious is receiving it. Feel in, allow, receive that message from your highest self. Maybe it just comes as a sensation. Maybe it comes as a visual or words. Regardless of how it comes, just trust it, allow it, receive it. And as that wisdom from your highest self is integrated into your being, I invite you to imagine that you and your highest self can embrace each other. You can give each other a hug, send each other gratitude, right? Send each other love. And this Reiki energy continues to work around you, clearing your aura, clearing your energy field, right? Clearing any blocks you have to receiving abundance, clearing any blocks you have to receiving love, any blocks that you have to receiving all that is meant for you this lifetime. The Reiki's clearing those blocks. It's clearing those blocks. I'll invite you to take a few more deep breaths here. And as you breathe here and we move closer to completing this energy healing, I'll invite you to imagine that a beautiful golden bubble begins to grow from beneath you, up all around you, 360 degrees all around you. This golden bubble is a protective field. This energetic field, this Reiki charged energetic field, this beautiful golden bubble grows up all around you on all sides. From underneath you to above you. You are held now. You are held. You are held in this energy of love. The energy of love surrounds you. Anything that comes at you must move through and be charged, transformed by this loving energy. I'll invite you to take a few breaths here. Breathing in, imagining that you can breathe in the loving support of the universe. And as you breathe out, breathe that love into the space of the bubble, right? The space between you and the bubble. Breathing in all of that loving energy. And as you breathe out, sending that love into the space around you, right? Into that space that you are held. Take 3 more breaths here, breathing in love, giving love, receiving love on our inhales, sharing love on our exhales. One more breath like that, receiving love on our inhale, sharing love on our exhale. Ooh. And from this place, that holy fire Reiki channel, that beautiful golden light begins to slowly dim. That channel begins to slowly close like a water faucet until it's just a drip, drip off. Knowing that we can return to this energy at any time, knowing that we can return to this energy at any time. But in this current moment in time, the energy, the Reiki channel begins to close. And as this energy closes, I'll invite you to imagine that you can send gratitude out from your heart, or out from your heart space, thanking the Reiki, right? Thanking the Reiki for this healing experience, thanking the Reiki for the healing that has occurred here now, right? Thanking the Reiki for all of the healing that has occurred here now. And also sending gratitude to yourself for taking this time, for being willing to let go, for being willing to heal, for being willing to allow this Reiki energy to work with you. Sending gratitude to yourself. That's huge. It's a big deal. It matters. Ooh. And then one more couple breaths here. We'll send gratitude out towards each other, out to all of the other people who participated in this energy healing, all those other people who are in a healing process now, on a healing journey now, sending gratitude out, knowing that the more of us that take up this mantle of healing, the more healing will happen in our world, the more healing that will be reflected in our outer world as more of us heal our inner world. So sending gratitude out to all of those people across the planet who are doing this healing work. Thank you. Thank you. We are not alone. We are not doing this alone. Thank you. Thank you for your healing. Thank you for my healing. All right. And with that, I'll go ahead and stop that screen share, stop that energy healing. All right. Thank you so much, everyone who joined me here today, participated in this energy healing. I really, such a delight to be able to share this energy with you, such a delight to be able to show up and serve in this way. Again, my name is Kristen. I'm the founder of Roots of Radiance Reiki. And if you're interested in working with Reiki, right, getting a Reiki healing session, being attuned to Reiki, reach out to me. And if you're interested in a coaching relationship, right, you want support in deepening your intuition, growing your intuition, right, strengthening your self-care practices, strengthening your ability to prioritize yourself and stop trying to people please, right? Stop trying to be perfect, right? Stop trying to control everything, right? If you want support in really stepping into your authentic power, right? Into reclaiming your place as a part of the natural world, right? Reclaiming your place as a part of the natural world. I would love to support you, right? I would love to support you. I delight in helping people to really reclaim their power, right? Because the more of us who have reclaimed that inner authority and are giving to the world from a place of true, authentic love, right? The more change for the better that we'll see, right? The more of us who are showing up and serving from a place of overflow, right? The more that our service will ripple and have greater impacts, right? The more that we'll be able to really embody the change that we wish to see, to really be the change that we wish to see. Because again, as friends of mine always remind me, right? We are human beings, not human doings. And so sometimes it's not always about what we do, but about how we are, right? How we are while we do it, right? It's about who we be, right? How we be, right? And so if you want support to really be the biggest, best version of yourself so that you can share the magic you came here to share the messages you came here to share, I would love to support you, right? Again, the links are in the chat. I'll put them in the description below. Thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself, for inviting this energy to work with you, right? For learning about the equinox, right? For honoring the way that balance can show up in our world, in our life. Ah, All right, my friends, I will officially close this session now. Recognize that energy healing often ripples out through time and space. So you might continue to feel the healing effects of this even brief energy healing session as you move through the next sleep cycle, the next couple of sleep cycles. And yeah, I would love to work with you. If you feel called, if you feel inspired, please reach out. I am here and available.